Butch Davis rode Ken Dorsey to a lot of wins in the early years of this century, and now FIU is hoping the magic can happen again. The Golden Panthers on Monday announced the hiring of Dorsey as an assistant athletics director. "We are very fortunate to be able to add Ken Dorsey to both the football program and the athletic department staff," FIU AD Pete Garcia said. "He will work closely with both Butch Davis and myself." Dorsey played quarterback at Miami from 1999 to 2002, where in 3 years as a starter he led the Hurricanes to a 35-2 record with 76 two-count passes against 26 picks. Dorsey won the Maxwell Award as the nation's top offensive player in 2001, was a two-time Big East Defensive Player of the Year, a two-time Heisman Trophy finalist, earned nods on 3 All-Big East teams, helped the Canes win their 5th national title in 2001, played for another in 2002, and recorded 3 consecutives in which Miami ranked first or second in the year-end polls. Davis, however, left Miami after the 2000 to take over as the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Dorsey was a 7th-round pick of the San Francisco 49ers and later played for the Browns after Davis' departure and the CFL's Toronto Argonauts. Dorsey's final as a player came in 2010, and he immediately moved into coaching as a pro scout for the Carolina Panthers in 2011-12 before a promotion to quarterbacks coach from 2013 to 17. "I think extremely highly of Ken Dorsey," Carolina Panthers quarterback Cam Newton said. "He is an extremely hard and efficient worker. My challenge was also to beat him to work. He made my life as easy as possible. He'll bring a newness and spark to FIU. Not only is he a hard worker, but he has a vibrant killer instinct. He's a known proven winner over the years. I credit a lot of my success to Ken Dorsey." Dorsey will start with FIU next month. His specific duties were not revealed. Ohio State appears to have dodged what would be a rather significant injury bullet, maybe. Urban Meyer revealed Monday that Tuf Borland will miss the remainder of spring practice because of an Achilles injury. The starting middle linebacker suffered the injury during a practice session last week. What led to the injury hasn't been divulged. At this point in time, it appears that the injury isn't severe enough that it'd put Borland's 2018 in jeopardy. "That just breaks your heart because he's one of the best kids I've ever been around in my life, and a very good player," the head coach said by way of the Cleveland Plain Dealer. "But he'll be back." Borland, a 4-star 2016 signee, took a redshirt as a true freshman. This past as a redshirt freshman, the Illinois high school product started 9 of the last 11 games at middle linebacker for the Buckeyes. Borland totaled 58 tackles, with his 12 tackles versus Army, the school noted, serving as the most in a single game for an OSU freshman since Ryan Shazier's 15 against Penn State in 2011. Louisville's interim AD is now going to be its permanent AD. The Cardinals announced Monday that Vince Tyra has signed a 5-year contract to remain as the school's time athletics director. "We are convinced that Vince Tyra is the right fit to lead the UOFL athletics program," said Louisville president Greg Postal, himself an interim. "He has provided strong leadership while continuing to move the Cardinals forward in all sports, building upon the legacy of previous athletic successes and taking the time to personally reach out to the UOFL fan base and donors as much as possible. The feedback we received from donors, community members, employees, athletes, the ACC and colleagues throughout the country has been extremely positive." Tyra has been Louisville's AD since October 3, after longtime AD Tom Jurich was pushed out due to revelations from the ongoing FBI investigation into college basketball. Tyra will be just Louisville's 3rd AD since 1980. Bill Olson held the job from 1980 to 97 and Jurich from 1997 to 17. "It's an honor to take the reins of such an outstanding athletics program with its rich tradition of success," Tyra said. "I look forward to continuing to work with our coaches and staff to put an outstanding product on the field while ensuring the success of our student athletes and representing UOFL in a manner that will make the entire university family proud." Prior to Louisville, Tyra worked in the private equity industry in Greenwich, Conn. A Louisville native, Tyra is the son of former Cardinals basketball player Charlie Tyra and a former pitcher at Kentucky. A basketball tournament that opened with 68 teams vying for a chance to win in all has come down to 4 final contenders. Over the weekend, Villanova, Kansas, Michigan, and Loyola Chicago all captured their respective regions to advance to next weekend's Final Four in San Antonio, Texas. With Big 12 champion Kansas reaching the final weekend, the Big 12 is the only conference this year to place a team in both the college football playoff and the Final Four of the men's basketball tournament. The Oklahoma Sooners won the Big 12's football championship last fall and were sent to Pasadena, California to play SEC champion Georgia in the Rose Bowl semi-final of the college football playoff. The Oklahoma men's basketball team also was selected to play in the NCAA men's basketball tournament, although they did not stick around for very long. The Sooners were bounced in the first round by Rhode Island. This marks the second time the Big 12 has had a Final Four team in both sports. The last time it happened was 2016 when Oklahoma played in their first college football playoff and the Sooners reached the basketball Final Four. Oklahoma is still the only school to reach the Final Four in both sports in the same season in the young college football playoff era. This year marks the first in which the ACC was not represented in each sport's Final Four since the introduction of the college football playoff, thanks to Kansas knocking out Duke in a regional final on Sunday. The ACC was represented by Florida State and Duke in the college football playoff and Final Four, respectively, in the 2014-2015. Clemson football has appeared in the past three college football playoff brackets, while the Final Four was represented by the ACC thanks to North Carolina and Syracuse in 2016, and UNC again in 2017. The Tar Heels won it all last. The SEC has had a Final Four team in both sports twice in the CFB playoff era. Alabama has been in every college football playoff to date, and in 2015 Kentucky and 2017 South Carolina. The SEC had a basketball team win a region to get to the Final Four. The Big Ten has had a team in the Final Four of both sports in the same just once. Ohio State played in the inaugural college football playoff in 2014-2015, and the basketball Final Four included both Wisconsin and Michigan State to represent the Big Ten a few months later. This year's Michigan team is the first Final Four team out of the Big Ten since then. This is also the first year the Big Ten was not included in the college football playoff. The Pac-12 has also had a team in the Final Four in both sports just once, and it occurred last year. Washington was selected to play in the college football playoff and Oregon reached the Final Four. This year the Pac-12 was left out of the college football playoff and the conference went 0-3 in the NCAA tournament. A non-power conference has never been represented in the college football playoff, although that HASNT stopped UCF from claiming a national championship, but a mid-major in the Final Four has happened each of the past two, which of course does not include the Big East, since the Big East is considered a major conference in basketball. The ACC is the only conference to get a team to reach the championship game in both sports in the same. Clemson's back-to-back college football playoff national championship appearances against Alabama in 2015-2016 and 2016-2017 was accompanied by North Carolina's back-to-back national championship game appearances in the sames against Villanova and Gonzaga, respectively. Of course, that means the ACC is the only conference to win it all in the same in the brief college football playoff era, with Clemson and UNC winning it all in 2016-2017. Helmet sticker to diehards. Follow @KevinOnkFB. Usually, this time of year brings one pretty common question to college football programs around the country. Who is going to be the starting quarterback? While Michigan is indeed looking to have an answer to that down the line, the Wolverines are also trying to figure out just who exactly will be in charge of calling the offensive plays from the sideline. As Michigan got their spring practices underway the other day, head coach Jim Harbaugh says that is a decision that has not been made amid a handful of coaching staff changes this offseason. "Well, I haven't decided," Harbaugh said Friday, according to MLive.com. "It really comes down to who the play caller is going to be and how we're going to call plays. If that's what you're asking, I haven't really decided yet." Michigan recently put the finishing touches on a new contract for Ed Warinner and also added former Florida head coach Jim McElwain to the staff this offseason. Passing game coordinator Pep Hamilton is another candidate for the play-calling responsibilities too, after already being on the staff. Tim Drevno stepped down as offensive coordinator in February. The importance of revitalizing the Michigan offense cannot be overstated. Michigan ranked 105th in the nation in total offense in 2017, averaging 348.9 yards per game. Only Illinois and Rutgers averaged fewer yards per game among Big Ten programs last fall. The Wolverines had issues at the quarterback position all along too, resulting in the nation's 111th ranked passing offense with just 9 two-count passes and 10 interceptions. Maryland, Minnesota, and Rutgers were the only passing offenses in the Big Ten to average fewer passing yards per game. Meanwhile, Michigan is still holding out hope to have Ole Miss transfer Shea Patterson ruled eligible to play this. A hold-up in the NCAA transfer process is keeping Patterson among those in limbo right now. Follow @KevinOnk FB.